Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back everybody, let's take a look again on the Forex markets, and today we will take a look at the AUD dollar. Just because, as you know, in Europe today is the holiday, so probably market remains thin. Besides, on the euro currency we do not have really big changes, so mostly our target that we have talked about recently, round one, already has been done. Market stands in minor pullback and we need to see what will happen next. Meantime, on the AUD dollar we have more or less interesting trading setup, so it might be interesting to somebody. So let's start from the weekly chart. So since we're relatively rare to take a look at the Asia Pacific currencies, we need to take into consideration some chart of the big picture, which is in our case this is the weekly chart, and also because it actually has the major background for trading. You could see what's going on the weekly chart. Particularly speaking, we have the bearish grabber that has been formed last week, and it suggests taking out of this loss, a drop below this area. Besides, overall performance on the AUD dollar looks bearish because market currently obviously is forming kind of the bearish flag consolidation. So after the drop, tight consolidation, so potentially, despite that we will be focused only on the nearer standing target, potentially I'm not excluding the chance that it might be downside continuation on AUD dollar as well. So some kind of the ABCD pattern might be formed later. So it means that this overall setup has more extended potential, despite that we have just a target, the pattern that suggests only taking out of this loss. So based on the daily chart, here's the background why actually this grabber also could work. Just because if we'll take a look at the daily, recall our hand shorters. So those of you who were careful and were trading Australian dollar, you probably remember that we mentioned this pattern, so trading to the downside. And with this downward action, you could see that XOP target has not been completed yet. So it's 65.35 approximately, and it perfectly agrees with the major 618 support, 65.47. That's why at this point I'm not considering lower standing target, more extended potential motion on the weekly chart. It's just because to speak about more extended targets, we need to see first reaction at this level. And when we get the pullback, we get this retracement, then we could talk about the possible downward continuation. But meantime, these targets perfectly agrees with the grabber. So grabber suggests taking out of these lows, and this target stands precisely below this low. So if market will complete the XOP, automatically it will complete the grabber on the weekly chart as well. So yes, potential maybe not very significant, so approximately around 100 pips to the downside, but for intraday trading, for even daily basis, it might be interesting. On the 4-hour time frame chart, we have nothing really interesting. Now it's a question how to take the position. So what we could say about this consolidation. Also, you probably do not remember that, but also we have mentioned the ABCD pattern here. This one is big ABCD pattern, and market actually currently we have here regardless triple to sell, and market has completed this ABCD right there. This was the OP. This is important for position taking and actually deciding what the performance on the intraday charts might happen. Since on the hourly chart we could see that market is clearly forming the bearish wedge pattern. At first glance we could suggest a bit deeper retracements, just because this is not the bearish bullish wedge, of course. So with the divergences and so on, right? So we could suggest some pullback here, maybe some retracement, upward breakout, but we need to consider this wedge in the context of the high time frames. We have a clear bearish patterns on the daily and the weekly chart, and we have the bearish trend on the higher time frames. It means that here we could get one of the specific moments when the market breaks the bullish wedge in the opposite direction, so it becoming the continuation pattern. Usually when the patterns trigger the opposite direction, so in our case this is bullish wedge but it triggering bearish action, usually this action more or less strong. So that's why in the current situation, despite that we have an invalidation point for a weekly pattern right there above the stop, I don't think that it is necessary to place stop too far. Most probable that market has to start downward action right from the shape of the wedge pattern. So for stop placement, you probably could use near standing peaks, either this one or that one, just because, well, here it will be 67 10, 67, 15, so it's probably around 70 pips. Maybe it's too far. You could try to maybe using some tighter closing stops. So but with the performance of this kind, it's more probable that downward action should start not after some significant pullback out of there, but right from inside of the wedge pattern. It's more probable. Alternatively, for instance, if you have the doubts, you do not know, you're scaring of the placing too close stop, you're scaring of the possible that you will be washed out on some retracement, some uncertainty to you, use the stop sell order, not trying to take position inside. Place stop sell somewhere around 66.20. In the moment of the breakout of this wedge, you will take in the short position, and you will be just already will be possessed on the downward continuation, and then you just place protecting stop where you decide it will be better to you. But in general, overall setup, as you can see, looks relatively clear. We have clear patterns, and target is easy to estimate, so let's keep watching. Potentially this setup looks interesting.